Shout out LJ Ellis of SpursTalk, link in the description. I've talked about this before, even before this has happened. I've said this plenty of times. Everyone's like, the Pacers, the Jazz, or who are they in a trade with? I'm like, I've always said there's a team in Texas, in San Antonio to be specific, that has 3 players under the name of Josh Richardson, Doug McDermott, and Jakob Poeltl. Jakob Poeltl, in my opinion, is arguably the fifth best defensive center in the league, if not a top 10 defensive center in the league. Had a career year this past year. Josh Richardson, my apologies. Did I say Jason Richardson earlier? Josh Richardson is a 3-and-D guy that if he's having a good 3-year, he's going to be shooting closer to 40. Bad year, closer to, average 34%. And Doug McDermott, one of the best off the screen 3-point shooters in the league. So let's hear what LJ Ellis has to say. Like and subscribe. Let me hear your thoughts down below. I've said it before. Doug McDermott, Josh Richardson, Jakob Poeltl, package for Russell Westbrook and 2 first-round picks. I've said this plenty of times before. And the 3 of those guys will get you to basically, I think we did the math earlier, and it was like, I think it'd be like $34 million, those 3 guys put together, which all in all, not that bad. Not that bad. And it makes you think about the situation that, like, hey, they should legitimately be looking at this situation. Because for me, I've always thought that this would be a deal that could really just, for the Spurs, first off, they could keep him if they want, or they could cut him, which a lot of people think they're going to do. And that's why this whole time I've always said that I would love to see our man, Jakob Poeltl, in a Lakers uniform. Jason Richardson fits perfect. He would be like a starting shooting guard. And then Doug McDermott off the bench. I personally thought, I've said this was the best deal. Unless, if the Detroit Pistons are actually interested in sending them 5 players, I would get the 5 players. But because I think you'd only have to give up 1 pick, it seems like people are making it seem like. But for me, what they're saying right here, let's read what LJ Ellis has written, and let's see what they're saying, what's going to happen. So, yeah, first off, besides that, I don't think they would package anyone. They could throw in Zach Collins or Romeo Langford. Yeah, or Kieta, but I don't think they would. So let's just talk about what LJ Ellis wrote. So at one point, the Spurs were in talks with the Lakers to absorb Russell Westbrook's contract. In that scenario, San Antonio was compensated with multiple draft picks. Currently, a source close to the Spurs say the 2 teams are no longer engaged in active talks due to the Lakers preferring offers both by the Pacers and Jazz. According to a Western Conference scout, the Lakers are telling teams that they will wait and see is the approach that they're taking with Westbrook as training camp is around the corner. If the Lakers decide to trade Westbrook at some point down the line, the Spurs remain one of the few teams in the league open to such a deal. Sources say Jakob Poeltl, Josh Richardson are the 2 Spurs players most commonly involved in trade talks. While the Spurs have dropped their asking price for the utilization of their salary cap space, their asking price for Poeltl and Richardson remain high. For Richardson, the Spurs are requesting a first-round pick. Poeltl, the Spurs are asking for 2 first-round picks. And LJ Ellis is told that the Spurs are shopping around Doug McDermott but have received lukewarm interest. Rival scouts insist that McDermott has a negative trade value due to the 2 years and $27.5 million he has remaining on his contract. However, the Spurs aren't interested in attaching an asset to McDermott in order to move him. Despite currently having 20 players on the roster, the maximum allowed during the offseason, the Spurs still able to open approximately $30 million in salary cap if necessary. And they would only, I think, take about like $10 million if they did a Doug McDermott, Josh Richardson, and Jakob Poeltl. And here, if you trade 2 first-round picks for all 3 of those players, and because McDermott's a negative trade value, and just for Jay Rich and Poeltl, they want 3 first-round pick, but because McDermott's a negative trade value, could you just get it done for 2 then? And I think it could be possible. It could happen. And that's where I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. Would you do this trade? Would you not? And why? Because I do think this whole situation is very, very interesting, as it should be. But I think that's what we got for today. I do thank everybody for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button. But till next time, guys. Peace. Oh, goodbye, everybody. I've got to go. Gotta leave everyone behind and face the truth.